Hi, my name is Brianna Stone, and today I'll be talking about animal ethics in the food industry. Welcome to my introduction slide. Here you see my topic, my thesis, and a fun animation on the side. I've stated my topic on the first slide, so on the second slide I will be going into further detail. People have grown to care more about how their food is treated in the industry from farm to table. However, depending on one's views of an animal's consciousness, distorted perceptions of animal ethics extend across the globe. As my thesis states, as capitalism powers the food industry, animals are passed as creatures of little to no consciousness in order to create more naive consumers, larger profit for corporations, and more harvesting of land and sea creatures. Ethics in the food industry can be defined by the regulations set forth by the government. Aside from that, people's individual opinions contribute to the conversation of whether various types of animals have consciousness. Anyone in the food industry would not want people to think of the inhumane behavior which is carried out behind closed kitchen doors, as it will reduce consumers and profit. Philosophers have differing opinions about the concept of animals and their possible consciousness. Thomas Nagel is famous for defining a conscious animal through comparison. He states, if and only if there is something that is like to be that organism, something it is like for the organism. This means that we cannot know the brain and behavior of an animal, nor their overall perception of life and existence. Since believing that animals do not hold conscious minds like humans leads to the mistreatment of animals, researchers may never know the correct answer because of the language barrier. When inquiring about proper ethics for the receiving animals, what must be taken into consideration is their level of sentience. If people believe that animals consist of emotions and self-awareness, they are less likely to support the mistreatment of animals. Looking at the food industry, mistreatment of animals is currently displayed, but standards have improved since the release of Upton Sinclair's The Jungle. This book opened up the eyes of consumers to the horrific treatment of animals in unsanitary conditions present in factories that were producing and selling contaminated meat and fluids. Changes have included long-lasting agencies that monitor the safety and health inside factories, including the Food and Drug Administration. Looking through the lens of a psychologist, Donald Griffin performed an experiment using echolocation of bats, migration patterns of birds, and more to test for consciousness. The experiment unveiled that animals do contain some level of consciousness that was not previously supported by numerous scientists. However, it is difficult to locate consciousness in animals since humans tend to base consciousness on how they depict it. The question then becomes, are there multiple forms of consciousness among animals and plants that go beyond our scope of understanding that we are not considering? Experiments have proven consciousness in certain animal species. However, future experiments could go on to create more experiments that use different techniques to look for consciousness in new ways. Philosophers may and will probably always disagree about consciousness in animals. And until then, researchers will just have to keep investigating to find out the answer. And that concludes my topic on animal ethics in the food industry. It is definitely an open-ended research topic, and I'm very intrigued to hear all of your thoughts and the responses below. Any questions you may have, I will be answering more in depth in the final paper. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye.